Hello and welcome. This is Cherie with Rehashfiber. Today I'm going to share with you a great pattern, the wonderful yarn used to make it, and then towards the end of the show I'm going to share with you how you can have labels made for your handmade items. All right, with every great project, there comes a story. Mine starts in Wichita, Kansas, a couple of years ago at a yarn store called Swiss Point. That store is no longer open, but when I was there, I was perusing the yarn and I saw this beautiful alpaca from Galler Yarns. And it was bathed in the window light, which was bringing out its beautiful heather colors. This has a coral look, and this color is actually called poppy. But when the sun hits it, there's little strands of like yellow orange in there. It made it just very extraordinary. And then of course the alpaca has a little bit of halo, which is really cool. And it was something I had to have. Now, each skein is 660 yards, which is a little over 600 meters. And I thought, wow, that's great. 2 of these will make me a sweater. So I got the 2 skeins of this beautiful yarn. Now, I am always tickled when yarn has a backstory. Tell me all about it. Make it special for me. This yarn does that. First of all, it comes with these beautiful labels. They're like hard little cardboard labels with a neat little button up there. And it tells you that your yarn was made from alpaca in Peru above 13,000 feet. Does it get any cooler than that? This is pretty cool. So I'm like, yeah, gotta have it. This beautiful treasure came home with me, this yarn. Now, because it's such a great yarn, I wanted to just show off the yarn. Perusing my collection of Vogue knitting magazines, I came across this pattern. This actually is part of a set. It's called the Twin Set, Pullover and Cardigan, and it is from winter 04-05. Now, you can get it online still. The website is store.vogueknitting.com. The pattern for the twin set normally is $6, but I just checked and right now it's $1.99. So it gets you the pattern for this cardigan and then the little top to go underneath. All I wanted was the cardigan, a simple cardigan that was classic, that was going to show off the yarn. This is definitely it. This pattern is so classic that it was used in Vogue knitting from 1954. And also in my magazine, it shows pictures of people wearing this cardigan in the past. And so, you know, it's something we can wear now for the rest of our lives, and that it is something that can be handed down. So when you have this special of a yarn to make this wonderful of a classic cardigan, it's a treasure for the rest of your life. All right, and so I took it one step further. I wanted really special buttons. So on Etsy, I found glass buttons from the Czech Republic. They're vintage, and they were orangish red. And this pattern calls for 7. It did come with 7, however, one of them got broken, no problem. I went ahead and put the 6 on because I love them so much, I'm gonna use them. And then I'm just gonna keep my eyes open along the way for a button that will match with all of this. In the meantime, a lot of times cardigans are left open with that last button at the bottom. It doesn't matter because most of the time I'm gonna wear it just like this, open, and that's why I'm showing it to you open this way. Great project, a lot of fun. So here's a couple more details about making it. It's worked on a size 6 needle, and then of course for the ribbing you go down a size. Stockinette all the way. You do it in pieces. You do the back, front left, front right, and your sleeves, and then sew it together. Perfect. I did this when I was on that Oregon trip for the Community Coral Reef, and in every little minute of downtime I was working on this, and so, you know, it's the whole experience of everything that's coming together, and it makes for a real treasure. So I wish for that for you as well, that things will come together for you and you can have that much fun making an item. So the amount of yarn I needed for this was 1,200 yards for my size. So There's a ton left here, and I'm just so happy because I can make something else with this glorious yarn. So as always, I will include all the information about the pattern and the yarn in the show's description. All right, moving on. So my mom brought something to my attention that I hadn't thought of before. She said, "Honey, I have so many things made by you, and sometimes I can't even remember if it was made by you or someone else. It would be really great if you put labels in your items." 28 years of doing all this fiber art, and I have not put a label in anything. It got me looking, and I found a label that I really like. It is from the Dutch Label Shop. What's really neat is that you can customize it and you can upload images. So I uploaded the globe of yarn and just put handmade by Cherie. That way in any item, woven, knit, crochet, I can add the label. And there's just one more thing that I'm not quite sure about. Maybe you can help me with this. I am going to see my mom soon and see what she says. This is rather silky. Now, I did want to add the year. However, when I write in a permanent marker, it does bleed a little bit, and I'm not sure if I like that. However, if I were to have labels made every year with the year printed on it, the fewer labels you have made, the more cost it is per label. I'm still figuring that out. However, you guys are the World Wide Web. If you have any input for me, for either a pin that won't run on the silkiness or a different label that will work with my logo, I would appreciate knowing it. Also, I do want you guys to check out the Dutch Label Shop because it may work for you. Just in the process of figuring this all out. I was quite happy though to see my little globe of yarn and my name. It's nice. So I've started putting the labels in the items. If you're enjoying the programming and would like to help keep it going, you can go to rehashfiber.com to Patreon and give any amount, and that helps keep the show going. Thank you so much. All right, you are now armed with a bunch of great information. Stupendous yarn from Galler Yarns, the alpaca, and this wonderful cardigan from Vogue Knitting. So, happy knitting, and thanks for watching.